Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. Today I'm going to give you guys my review of the LG G5. I'm going to do it in a little different way. I'm going to give you the top 5 things that I like about the LG G5 and why I think you should buy it, and the top 3 things that you should consider when making that decision. This is TK. Let's go ahead and check out the LG G5. As far as this review, I'm going to give you guys my experience, or at least what pops into my mind whenever somebody asks me, what do you think of the G5? So this is the top 5 things and the top 3 things. The 5 are the ones I like, and the 3 things are not necessarily that I don't like, but there are some issues that I don't really find right, at least with the current setup of the G5. First off, we're going to start off is the cameras. We have dual cameras on the back of this device. We have 2 cameras, each one at a different, basically different viewing angle. The 16 megapixel back shooter is a standard angle as far as what's able to take regular pictures. It takes really good crisp pictures. The quality of the pictures are very high. You're able to take 4K pictures, slow-mo, a whole bunch of different tricks within the software UI that you get on the camera. But where it gets very unique is when you go into that 8 megapixel wide angle lens, you're able to fit so much more within the shot. I went to the Grand Canyon with my son and my wife, and that was one thing that really stood out to me. I was able to fit so much more within the shot by just standing in the same spot. And I did a couple of back and forth there, and I did a video for you guys. I'm giving you guys some footage here, but I'll give you guys, of course, a link in the description below if you'd like to see some more example of what the G5 can do. The approach that LG took with the LG G5 this year, which is very different than the G4 from last year, is the ability to be able to basically swap pieces. There's a button on the side here that you guys could see. Once you push it, it separates the piece slightly and you're able to remove it. This gives us the ability to change different modules. I did a review of the Cam Plus that came from LG. I want to say again, Verizon gave me access to one, so I'll be able to review that for you guys. But it really does a really good job of giving us functionality and options. Now, you also have the ability of getting a really good DAC built into here. You're also be able to basically add additional modules for different things. As far as for VR headset, you'll be able to plug it in directly into the USB Type-C. They have the headphones, the LG, I think was it called the LG Tone Platinum, which was really, really good. But those things didn't necessarily have to be plugged into the device as far as a module, but they have an ecosystem around it. And I think that's a really nice thing to give the actual consumer options to be able to not only just get a good experience out of the device, but enhance it once you have the device. The always-on display on the LG G5 is something that is unique in the sense it came along about the same time as the always-on display that Samsung put out. But the benefit here that you have with the LG G5 is the support for local application. An example would be Gmail. If you get a Gmail notification on your device, you're going to get an icon on your always-on display saying you have a message from Gmail. It's not just the LED light. Where on a Samsung device, you probably get a notification light saying, hey, you have a message, but the always-on display doesn't display anything because it's not a Samsung app. Definitely a plus, definitely very nice to see LG support more functional things that people use on their Android device. Not everybody uses Samsung services, so as far as LG, I think this is definitely a good win. The next thing that we have here that shouldn't be no surprise is the support for USB Type-C, but not only that, Quick Charge 3.0. Quick Charge 3.0, if you haven't experienced it yet, you're honestly going to be blown away. Now, Quick Charge 2.0, or even fast charging that we have either on the Nexus XP or even the Samsung devices, these technologies are fast, but when you get into Quick Charge 3.0, you're charging at a much faster rate. And not only that, you're doing that using a port that's going to be the standard from now on. So I like the fact that they're supporting future-proofing this device, but also giving us the ability to use USB Type-C as well as Quick Charge 3.0. Again, a very good win there. The last thing I want to talk to you guys is the battery. One thing that the G5 has that almost no other flagship device at this point has is the ability to replace your battery. Now, LG gave one out when you first brought the device and you registered and you got the actual battery itself. It came with a little extra case, and when you put it in together and use the case with it, the case doubled as a power bank. I did a video for you guys on my channel. They also give you an adapter for micro USB to USB Type-C connector. It's a very nice functional thing, the ability to go from 0 to 100 in a seamless manner, just basically pop in and put in a battery. And because the fact that you have the ability of separating it and removing it on the go, sorry, went the other way. It's very simple. You just take it off, snap it on, snap it off, snap it on, put it in, put it up, and just turn on your device. It's pretty much done. That's a very quick way to charge up your device. Can't be. Now for a list of things that I didn't understand why LG decided to go in this direction, and that would be the charger that's packed with the LG G5. It's a quick charging technology device, and I say this because it does support Quick Charge 2.0, even though the device supports Quick Charge 3.0. Why would LG give us a quick charge 2.0 charging brick with a device that supports 3.0 and then just basically kind of hinder the experience? You want people to be able to basically experience it, have a good time, and charge the device. The HTC 10 came with the quick charge 3.0 box. Now what's doing it for us essentially is that we have to go out and buy another one. Now this isn't that expensive. This is about $10, $11 off of Banggood. I'll give you guys a link in the description below. But the reason why I'm concerned about this is it just doesn't make sense. It's almost like you gave us a fast car but gave us really crappy gas inside of the car. Like, don't do that. Just give us the best experience you can out of a device. You really should have a quick charge 3.0. The next thing I'm going to talk about is more of a nitpicking situation for me, and I say this because this is something in relation to the build quality. The build quality on the device, it was advertised as a full metal body, and it is full metal body. The only concern with the problem is because the way they coated it, the way they actually finished it, with the paint coating on it, it doesn't feel like it's metal. It actually feels almost plastic. And that's just contrary to what it is. There's been proved, a lot of people basically scratched it off. They got to the actual metal packing. If you remove the module itself and look at the side, you can see the layer on the end. And it actually does feel like it's metal once you hold it in your hand. But the concern for me also is the finishing touches as far as the module, the way it actually aligns. They're not straight. It actually has almost a scraping effect here on the back. It's something that you just want to be aware of whenever you're making modularity. You want to make sure that it fits seamlessly, it gives a good user experience. And if it doesn't fit right, make it so, maybe putting an extra lip on it, make it into maybe a gasket cup where it fits in directly, so it fits under and it has that nice smooth connection. So people don't feel like they're getting something weird. And again, when you're holding the device all the time here, you end up feeling it. You feel like something is not right. So hopefully in the next iteration of the G5, maybe the V10 or the G6, we'll have a better experience using this. The last thing I'm going to talk about this is modules again, but it's not a bad thing about modules. It's also availability for modules. Currently, not all modules are available in the US. I think the Cam Plus is available. I think the VR headset's coming up. The LG Platinum are available through Verizon as well as the LG G5. And those are things that you're able to get. But let's say the DAC, the 32-bit, I think it was a 32-bit DAC that was available on launch day, and I was able to get my hands on it when I was in Barcelona. This is the B&O DAC. Is not coming to the US, and the only way to get it is to get it through Europe, and it's about like $210. The reason why I'm saying this is because personally that DAC is very, very functional. It's not just functional for the G5. It was an actual standalone DAC. You're able to plug it in via USB Type-C connector directly to your device, as I tested in one of my videos on my Nexus 6P, and get a much better audio experience on the Nexus 6P that doesn't have such a high quality DAC. So hopefully in the future we'll be able to get a better experience and the rollout of all these functionalities all throughout the land, be it Europe, be it US, be it Asia, anywhere. Just make it consistent. Launch everything everywhere and make sure everybody's aware of it. And I think overall, if I'm going to make a recommendation to anybody as far as to buy this device or not, I would say it's a definite buy. I think it has a lot of unique features on it that will give you a really good experience. I think it's a good contender as far as specs. I mean, we're talking Snapdragon 820, 4 gigs of RAM. We're talking great GPU. That's the thing about this year. Almost all the flagships have similarly set standard specs almost. It's Quad HD display. Now this is LCD, it's not AMOLED, but again, that's just kind of nitpicking here and there. And again, you have the ability to expand your battery, and one of the modules on it could give you even an extra 1200 battery, the Cam Plus. So you're almost up to 4000 on one device on a single charge for a day. Very, very good. I think LG did it and hit it out of the park. I want to say again, thank you for Verizon for allowing me to review not only the LG G5, the Urbane 2 LTE, as well as the Tone Platinum and the Cam Plus module. So a much better experience, getting really what LG intended to do for their users. Again, thank you guys for the support. Let me know what you guys think in the comments below. But other than this, I'll see you guys in the next one. This is the LG G5. It's here. I finally have it from T-Mobile. I did a pre-order and a front-facing camera. Fingerprint sensor is at the bottom. And again, this isn't a button. It's